Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Daily News Analysis with Nidhi. My name is Nidhi, and I'm back with daily news analysis of the Hindu newspaper. Yes, for the past 1 month, I was not so active here because of my exams, but now I'm free with all of my exams, and now I'm going to give a detailed and a very perspective UPSC oriented the daily news analysis video of the Hindu newspaper. We are going to cover a lot of current affairs here, and we will also discuss the important issues. We are going to articulate our thoughts. We will learn how to articulate our thoughts very nicely through these videos. So let's begin. So today this video is about 13th June, the Hindu newspaper analysis, because today is Sunday, and on Sundays the Hindu newspaper is quite very, it's not so bulky on Sunday. The news items are very less here because the editorials and the opinion pages are not covered on Sunday. So this video is going to be very short. It is going to be very crisp here. Only we have just only 5 news items to cover, because these are the important news items which I have found in today's newspaper. From the tomorrow videos, we are going to give a very detailed video, because tomorrow we have editorials, we have opinions also. So, and it's a kind of a warm-up session for me, because I have not so been active. I did not make videos for around 1 month. So it's a warm-up session for me. So let's start it. So first news basically talks about that the India is going to appoint its new chief of the army staff. So the Lieutenant General Dheeraj Seth is appointed as the next chief of the army staff. So what is this chief of army staff post? So the chief of army staff post is the highest post in Indian army here. Now this post is basically responsible for making coordination between army, navy and air force. It heads all the 3 departments: the air marshal of air force, the navy the admiral of the navy, and the chief of the army also. All of the head of these 3 departments, 3 of these elite naval forces, they work under chief of army staff. So we are going to so Dheeraj Seth, the alumni of National Defence Academy of Khandelwal. He has been serving in the Indian Army from the past 32 years. He not only participated in the Kargil War, but also shows his exemplary work in Operation Sindoor. Is now the chief of the army staff. So we are going to see what kind of work he has been doing, and also analyze how will our defense forces work under his Our second news headline basically talks about Home Minister Amit Shah is appointed as Home Minister Amit Shah. He appointed a high-level committee on demographic changes. So as we know that demography is changing. Now, what does it mean to be a demography? The demography is a basic human geographical concept, which basically talks about how many men's, what kind of race, religion, peoples are basically there in the country, residing in the country. What is the democracy? How many Hindus are there? How many Muslims are there? How many Christians are there? How many Sikhs are there? Parsis are there? How does they change? How they have changed from the previous demography? What kind of changes are there? Does Hindus population is increasing, or Muslims population is increasing? How many women are residing in our country? Now this is very, very important. Having a data is very important, because numbers gives you a true perspective. When we have numbers that what kind of population is actually residing in a country, we can formulate a best policy for them. When we can create a best policy for them, we can cater their needs. We can make a policy which is aligned with their needs. That is the true objective of such level committees. Right now, the chief of this committee is not been appointed right now, but yes, the talks in the cabinet has now started. So very soon we will see it in the open forum. Our third news headline basically talks about defense research, DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization, has successfully demonstrated a range of critical defense technologies through 3 consecutive flights, which are conducted on Wednesday and Thursday. So, according to the ministry, the test showcased a multi-layered ballistic missile defense system and the maiden flight test of the naval anti-ship missile medium range. It marking a major milestone in the India's indigenous research technology development. It further mentioned that the multi-layered multi-ballistic missile defense capability is successfully demonstrated in the interceptor missile engaging destroying their designated targets. So India is now making its making its indigenous technology more stronger, especially in defense areas, in order to make our country more secure, and and it is also helpful in modernizing our defense forces. Our next news headline is basically about, so recently on 11th June, Supreme Court has given a judgment. Now it is considered to be a historic judgment in the women empowerment arena. What does this judgment talks about? Now this judgment basically gives an economic value to our domestic and to our homemakers, domestic homemakers. Now, who are domestic homemakers? Now, domestic homemakers are our mothers, our sisters, who continuously works from day to night to make our lives easier. One day, at one time, they are cook. On the other time, they are they are uh, they are they are washing our clothes. So they're washing the clothes. On another day, they are becoming house help. They are becoming nurse. So basically, they are multi-talented. They are doing a lot of work in a day, which we couldn't do. But economic value is zero. Their gross value is 100, but their net value or economic value was zero. But now the Supreme Court has made a chance that they also have an economic value, they also have an economic term, and they are also going to contribute in the GDP. So there was a biggest lag in our GDP system, that our GDP also drawback in our GDP calculation system, that our GDP just include only those things which are economically there. But what about the care economy? Now the care economy is the economy which is I'm talking about right now. They are also doing work, but their work has no importance is showcasing in the economic terms. One day, one time, a lady is a cook. On the other time, she is defending her family. At other time, she is doing finances. Do you know the term economics? So the term economics is derived from a Greek word economia, which means to manage, and it was considered that at that time that the household is basically the best place to learn economics, that how a lady can uh, can do his best at the scarceful resources. When the resources are scarce, but you have to give you the maximum utility there, at that time the lady showcases its best ability. This is what is economics. In economics, the resources are scarce. The critical minerals are scarce, but our needs, our wants, our desires, they are unlimited. So how we can cater to which thing, to how much is given importance to which area? Now this best concept is basically we can learn this from our household helps. Still, their economic value zero. So there was a case going on the Supreme Court. So in year 2003, a car basically lifted the body, and basically car did an accident. In an accident due to car, the a domestic a housework how domestic worker, no, wait a second,